Welcome back. In this second video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the discriminant, but mainly I'll be focusing on the actual techniques that we use to sketch parabolas. So just a little bit of a recap from the last video, okay? We talked about how we derived both the axis of symmetry and the discriminant from the quadratic formula, okay, right, which is this really super duper important formula here, right, b squared minus 4ac. And this was a section that came from underneath the square root, okay? Remember, if this number here, the discriminant, was greater than 0, we had 2 x-intercepts. If it was equal to 0, we had 1 x-intercept, where it just touches the axes, all right? And if it was less than 0, a negative number, we ended up having no x-intercepts because we couldn't have any solutions to the quadratic equation, okay, when we're finding our x-intercepts. So let's actually have a little bit of a deep dive into how we actually use this and begin with actually sketching some parabolas. So when we start sketching parabolas, I've already taken you through a step-by-step plan on sort of how to do this, particularly when they're in general form, and that plan doesn't really change. We just sort of add in an extra step that we can use, okay? So basically, the question is to sketch the following parabolas using the discriminant to determine how many roots the parabolas have, okay? So this is specifically telling us that we need to use the discriminant to determine how many times our parabolas cross the x-axis. So for our first one, we have the example of y equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. So I'm going to take you through the full process of sketching here, right? Step by step, what I do in my mind. So step one, the thing that I do, okay, my apologies, my text has decided to die on me, just 1 second. The first step that I decide to do is I decide to find the y-intercept. Now to find the y-intercept, okay, and I'll just shorten that to y-int, we let x equal 0. Let x equal 0. Okay, the same as what we normally do. Alright, that's where we sub-zero into this equation. So we end up with y equals 0 squared plus 3 times 0 plus 2, okay, which simplifies down to give us y equals 2 being our y-intercept. Okay, the second step, instead of going straight to finding our x-intercepts, I now take a moment and I actually calculate the discriminant. Remember, our discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Now, what you should do when you do this particular thing is when you start your question is just take a moment just to identify the coefficients of each term when it's in general form. It must be in general form for this. Okay, so b is out the front of the x term, right? A is out the front of the x squared, and the c is the constant by itself, right? So a equals, remember we don't write it, but there is a 1 there. So a equals 1, b equals 3, and c equals 2, and we're going to use this just to start subbing in, okay? Right, so to calculate the discriminant, it's equal to b squared minus 4ac. Well, that's equal to 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2, and I like to just put this in there. I put every single step in there just so I don't forget anything, okay? And what we end up with is 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 2 is 8, okay? So 9 minus 8, which gives us 1. Now, you'll notice our discriminant in this case is a positive number. So we have our discriminant being greater than 0. What does this tell us? Okay, that tells us that there are 2 real distinct roots, okay, on our parabola. So that tells us that we can expect 2 x-intercepts. So let's go ahead and find them now, okay, in terms of our x-intercepts. All right, remember to find our x-intercepts, okay, we let y equal 0, okay? So we let y equal 0, okay? So now we have x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. There are a couple of different ways that you can go about doing this, okay? One is to use the quadratic formula, one is to use factorization. I'm going to encourage where you can to use factorization, but for this example, just so I can highlight a relationship, I'm going to do this using the quadratic formula, okay? So I just want to remind you, it will be easy to factorize when we do this, but I just want to highlight this relationship. So when we do this, okay, to put this into the quadratic formula, x equals negative b, which is minus 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so this is 3 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1 times c. Okay, make sure you put the square root right across, right, all over 2a, 2 times 1. Okay, Now, before I just sort of do anything, right, we don't actually have to do any working out for this. We've already figured out what the discriminant is equal to, remember, because that's the number that's underneath the square root. Okay? All right, so I'm not going to do any extra work. We essentially have x equals minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 1, all right, all over 2. Okay, well, the square root of 1, that's pretty simple, right, because that just ends up being 1. After you simplify this fraction, right, and consider the plus or minus, your two solutions should come out to be x equals minus 2 and minus 1. Note that this is exactly what we were expecting because the number underneath the square root, our discriminant over here, was greater than 0, which told us that we were expecting two x-intercepts. Okay? So, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to continue on. We're going to do the rest of our process of graphing our parabola. Okay? So our fourth step is to find the axis of symmetry, which we'll use to find the vertex, okay? So I'm just going to section this off, all right, as best as I can, all right? So for step 4, we're going to find the axis of symmetry. Okay, remember that's x equals negative b on 2a, so x equals minus b on 2a, which is equal to minus 3 on 2 times 1, which is minus 3 on 2, okay? Which is what we would expect if we're finding the midway point between minus 2 and minus 1, because that's negative 1.5. The final step that we have to do, okay, is we have to find the vertex. Okay, right, now our vertex occurs at the x point, right, where our axis of symmetry is happening. So we should take the x value of our axis of symmetry and substitute it back into our original equation. Okay, so I let x equal minus 3 on 2. Therefore we have, and we're just finding the y-coordinate of our vertex, okay, we have y equals minus 3 on 2 squared plus 3 outside of minus 3 on 2 plus 2, okay, which if you put all of this into your calculator, you'll end up with minus 1 on 4. So therefore, our vertex occurs at minus 3 on 2 and minus 1 on 4. Now that we have all of this information, we should put it together and sketch it. So I'm just going to cut to the sketch of the finished graph so you can have a little bit of a look at it. Okay, so here's the graph of our parabola. You've noticed that I've labelled the x-intercepts, I've labelled the y-intercept, I've labelled the graph itself, and I've put in the vertex, okay? So the only new step that we add into the process is that step 2, okay, where we focus explicitly on checking the discriminant to determine how many solutions we're going to have on the x-axis. Okay, so let's do a second example. Okay, so here's our second example that I want to talk about, okay? You may have seen this parabola before, right, in different forms, which means that you're probably going to have a little bit of an idea about what this is going to turn out like. But let's go through the steps again, okay? Step 1, we're going to find the y-intercept. So we let x equal 0, okay? This is going to find our y-intercept. All right, therefore, y equals 0 squared minus 2 times 0 plus 1. Remember, there is a faster way to do this, but I'm just showing you just for the video's sake, just so you understand what we're doing. So our y-intercept, okay, after we've solved all of that, is just equal to positive 1. Okay? Step 2, we're now going to check the discriminant again. Okay, and remember last example, I told you should write out, if it's in general form, everything that you need. Okay, right, so in this case, a equals 1, because we don't write the 1 out the front. B equals minus 2, don't forget to include that negative, okay, and now we finally have the constant C is equal to positive 1, okay, so we're now going to calculate the discriminant equals B squared minus 4AC. We call it the discriminant because it actually discriminates between the amount of solutions that you have for your parabola, okay, right, or the amount of solutions in this case for your quadratic equation. So let's go ahead and let's get it calculated. So b squared, well that's minus 2. Make sure if you're entering this in a calculator you include brackets for negative numbers. I just include brackets for everything. Minus 4 times a, which is 1, okay, times c, which is also 1. If you do a little bit of simplification, you'll notice minus 2 squared is 4, minus 4 times 1 is 4. We end up with the answer of 0. So in this particular case, we have our discriminant equal to 0. If you think back to what I told you to do before, when we have our discriminant equal to 0, we have one x-intercept, right? Or essentially, right, I told you in a bit of a funny way, we have 2 equal roots. So we know without even graphing that our parabola here is only going to touch the x-axis once, most likely at the vertex, okay? Right, well actually exactly at the vertex. So let's have a little bit of a look and sort of carry that on. Remember, there are ways of doing this easily, right? We're going to find the x-intercepts now, okay? So x-intercepts, I might write my steps down so you can see what we're doing. We're going to let y equals 0 for this case. So we have x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. And you could factorize this, that's fine. In fact, I would say that's the faster way, but I'm going to show you using the quadratic formula. Okay, so using the quadratic formula, x equals negative b, well, a negative and a negative make a positive. So 2 plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, so minus 2 all squared, plus 4 AC, okay, so sorry, my apologies, minus 4AC, I don't want to put a mistake in there, minus 4AC, okay, times 1, all over 2 times 1, okay. We know what this is equal to here, as we've already solved underneath the square root up here, right? We know this whole square root is equal to 0. So the whole square root being equal to 0 means that this whole thing just wipes, okay? So we only have to worry about these two things in our fraction. Therefore, we end up with x is equal to 2 over 2 times 1, which is 2, which is equal to 1. So we have one x-intercept occurring at x equals 1, okay? Now, we know our axis of symmetry has to go through the value of x equals 1, right? But I'm going to show you the equation works like that anyway. So for step 4, we're going to find our axis of symmetry. Okay, I'm just going to shorthand that just for a moment, okay? Right, remember x equals minus b on 2a. I'm just going to show you that that works, okay? You should recognize it anyway, but just for anyone that doesn't believe me, okay, it's equals minus b, well, minus 2 all over 2 times 1. Two negatives make a positive over 2 times 1, so we have positive 2 over 2, which equals 1. Okay, and that makes sense because we're wiping this whole square root, leaving us only with the axis of symmetry that we had before. Okay, so what we should do is we should find the coordinates of the vertex. Okay, right, so to find the coordinates of the vertex, right, remember that turning point, we let x equal 1, where our axis of symmetry occurs. Okay, right, in that particular case, we therefore have y equals 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 1, all right? And you should think about this a little bit logically, right, before you do this. If our parabola only touches the x-axis once, and that means it has to touch at the vertex, well, that means that the y-coordinate of the vertex has to be 0, okay, without doing any calculation. So our vertex is going to happen at v, right, 1, 0, okay? Right, so let me just sort of go through and just summarize this again, all right? We ended up knowing that we were only going to have one x-intercept, right, by checking our discriminant. And that was verified by only getting one solution when we were trying to find our x-intercepts, okay? Right, so now we're just going to quickly go through and we're going to quickly sketch this, okay? Right, just to show you that it works. Okay, putting all of our information together, we end up with this graph here, okay? All right, so I'm going to do one more final example with you just to sort of wrap things up before we move on. So here's our final example. We're going to sketch this parabola, x squared minus 4x plus 5. Okay, so again, the same process as we go through with everything. Okay, I'm going to shorten this up a little bit just so you can understand what we're doing. We're going to find the y-intercept. Okay, and to do that, we let x equals 0. Okay, I'm not going to show the working for this because we know that if we let x equal 0, the number that doesn't have an x is going to be our y-intercept. Okay, so we end up with y equals positive 5. Step 2, we're going to check the discriminant. Okay, always going through this process, right? We're going to check the discriminant. Equals b squared minus 4ac, and this is going to determine how many times our parabola crosses the x-axis, yeah? So again, go through, we're going to label everything, all right? In this particular case, we have a equals 1. We don't write the 1 out there, but it is there, all right? B equals minus 4, and C equals 5, okay? Because it's in general form. So our discriminant is equal to minus 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 5. Well, this is equal to 16 minus 20, which is equal to minus 4. Notice that we have a negative number. In this case, we have our discriminant being less than 0. Therefore, right, we have the situation where we have no real roots. Now, what does that mean? Okay, right, well, that means it just doesn't cross the x-axis. Okay, So here's how I want you to think moving forward. Alright? If it doesn't cross the x-axis and it's positive, you know that it's going to be somewhere above that x-axis, right? Because it's a happy parabola pointing up. Alright? I'm just going to verify for you as to why we don't actually have any x-intercepts, right? I'm just going to quickly show you. Alright, using the quadratic formula. Alright, where we let y equal 0. So now we have, alright, I'm going to show you again. This is one case where you can't factorize, so you have to use the quadratic formula. So x equals minus 4 from before. Okay, right, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, which is minus 4 all squared minus 4 times 1 times 5 all over 2 times 1. Okay, notice that we're just doing monic quadratics of this, okay? Right, we know the answer to this, and we know that the answer is equal to the square root of negative 4. So I want you to just put this in the idea of solving a quadratic equation, all right? This is where our math, for you currently, stops making sense, okay? We don't have the tools at the moment for us to deal with this, okay? Because we are taking the square root of a negative number. That's a problem. So we would say, therefore, no solution, okay? Which agrees with what we were talking about up here, right, by saying that there's no real roots. It means that it doesn't cross the x-axis. So how do we graph a parabola if we don't know the x-intercepts? Well, we graph it the best we can, all right? So to do that, we need the y-intercept and we need the vertex, all right? So to do the vertex, we find the axis of the symmetry, okay? So step 4, axis of symmetry, all right? Just like what we've been doing before, x equals minus b on 2a, which is equal to minus 4 all over 2 times 1, which gives us our axis of symmetry occurring at positive 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Okay, so that's the x value for our vertex, yeah, because we're using the axis of symmetry. And then for step 5, right, we want to find our vertex, okay, our coordinates of our vertex. So we let x equal 2. Right, from that last particular point, right? We sub it into our original equation up here. Therefore, y equals 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 5. Okay, after you've done a little bit of simplification, you should figure out that your y value is equal to 1. Okay, so your vertex coordinates are equal to the point 2, 1. That's where the vertex of this parabola is. So what we have to do is we have to sketch off of the vertex. We have to put our vertex down first, all right? We have to connect it with our y-intercept, and that's all that we can do in this particular case, okay? So I'm going to show you an example of this graph in just a moment. Okay, after you've sketched your graph, this is what it should look like. So we start with the vertex, we find our y-intercept, and then it's just a matter of connecting the dots and showing that overall parabolic shape. Okay, I hope you found this useful. Thank you very much.